In a news conference today, President-elect Donald Trump asked President Joe Biden to stop selling border wall materials in Arizona. A Customs Border Protection official confirmed that steel bollards used in the construction of the border wall are being auctioned off in Arizona.
And President-elect Trump said a restraining order is on the way to try and stop the sale of these materials. Dylan McKim shows us why Texas may be one of the bidders in any future auctions.
It's almost a criminal act.
President-elect Donald Trump telling the Biden administration to stop selling portions of the border wall. There are reports that GovPlanet, an auction house that specializes in government surplus, is auctioning steel bollards meant for the border wall in Arizona. A sales rep with the auction house confirmed those pieces will be listed on its website later in the week.
We'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars more on building the same wall that we already have.
President Trump said he's been in contact with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to file a restraining order against the Biden administration. We reached out to the AG's office. We have not heard back as of this report, but President Trump may receive some help from other Texas leaders.
Make no mistake, Texas will make every effort, do whatever it takes to assist the president.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said on Fox News that Texas will try to buy any materials up for auction and give it to the Trump administration, but only if it makes economic sense. Patrick said a team from the Texas Facilities Commission traveled to Arizona to inspect panels that are up for sale, but reported back the parts are mostly junk. Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham says she's ready to support the lieutenant governor. In a statement, she said, quote, "I have places to store the large sections of border wall if he should need that, on state land along the border from El Paso to the Rio Grande Valley. The Texas General Land Office is standing by to help ensure our southern border is secure." Dylan McKim, KXAN News.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said on Fox News that the state does have the money to bid on those parts. He is part of the Legislative Budget Board that helps make the budget recommendations. He said the state is going to have about $6 billion in the budget for border security. Going in depth, there are piles of steel bollards stacked around the valley in South Texas. So what's the difference between those and the ones being sold in Arizona? The bollards in Arizona are owned by the Department of Defense and are surplus materials. The bollards in Texas are owned by the Department of Homeland Security and will not be sold. The Texas bollards are meant for federal border wall construction in Starr County. DHS has been trying to build about 20 miles of wall in the county since 2023, but the agency still needs to acquire private land. Many of the bollards have been in South Texas for years and have become rusted. You can read the latest news on the U.S.-Mexico border by going to KXAN.com and clicking on the Border Report tab.